Hi everybody, welcome to today's practice. Today we're going to be practicing with the theme of water, the water element today. And what that means in this practice is that as we move through the poses and the sequences, instead of focusing too much or so much on alignment and getting everything like perfect and straight and beautiful, focus a little bit more on just being fluid and exploratory in your practice. So let's say we're coming into downward facing dog. Instead of coming straight into downward facing dog and getting the angles just right, maybe you kind of ease your way into it. You bend your knees a little bit. Maybe you shift your hips a bit side to side. You breathe deeply, you explore a little bit more into the postures. And just notice how this affects your practice and the way that you experience your poses and your practice and how everything feels in your body. So it's just really nice to sometimes be a little bit more fluid and soft and forgiving and exploratory in our practice and also in our lives as well. So after the practice, you might think about how you could bring the element of water and fluidity into your interactions with people. Sometimes there are times when we need to be a little bit more strict and rigid and organized. And then there are other times when we could be a little bit more soft and forgiving and fluid, and we could go with the flow a little bit more. So it's not that there's one right or wrong way of being. It's just that sometimes different situations are calling for us to be a different way or are asking us to bring a different type of energy into the situation. So to start off, I wanted to share this quote by Bruce Lee. I'll have you just find a comfortable seat now. Sit up nice and tall. Take some deep breaths in and out. You can close your eyes, or you can just gaze softly at something out in front of you and bring attention to your breathing. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water in a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. And again, that is by Bruce Lee. Take a few deep breaths in and out, feeling the beautiful ebb and flow of your breath, bringing that element of water and fluidity even into your breathing. Letting the breath be long and slow and fluid and feel really nourishing to you. Lengthening the inhales and exhales to a point that they feel really nourishing, really sweet. And we'll just take some deep breaths in and out as we ground ourselves, as we settle in, as we begin our practice. So place your hands right on top of your knees and inhale, sit tall, lengthen up through the spine. As you exhale, round your back, let your chin come to the chest. And then inhale, lengthen the spine, and we're going to arch the back a little bit, draw the shoulders down, and then exhale, round your back, tuck your chin and tailbone, and maybe your hands slide forward a little bit. Inhale, arch the back, lift the chest. Open the heart. Exhale, round and tuck. And inhale to arch. Tapping into that fluid, deep breath. Exhale to round and tuck. Feel the stretch in the spine and the neck. One more time. Inhale and arch. Lift the heart, arch the spine. And then exhale, round your back, tuck your chin and your tailbone. Inhale, come back up, sitting nice and tall. As you exhale, we're just going to sway towards the left and then sway towards the right. And then sway towards the left and then back over to the right. And you can keep your eyes open or closed, but I want you just to focus on feeling your body move through space. Imagine that your tailbone is rooted down to the ground. And so the tailbone, the hips are strong and stable. And then the upper body is just really fluid. Imagine that you're a piece of algae just kind of floating in the water. And this allows your spine to curve and bend, and the head kind of trails behind, so your neck is stretching. And just move with your breathing. And then the next time that you inhale, we're going to bring the chest forward and arch the spine a little bit. Lean into your hands. And then exhale towards the right. And then round your back. Tuck your chin. Okay, so we're making big circles. Inhale to the left. And then forward. And exhale to the right. And round. And just finding your own rhythm, your own flow. And again, moving like water. So you might imagine that you're like this piece of algae or a jellyfish just floating through the water. Nice and easy. And the next time that you come to the front, we'll switch direction and circle in the opposite direction. So really bringing the breath here, especially when we're moving slowly, it's an opportunity to deepen the breath. And try to make the circle as big as you comfortably can. When you're going to the side, you might feel a stretch down the waist or the hip. When you're moving to the front, you're kind of opening the chest. You're moving to the back, you're rounding the back, stretching the spine. And just really enjoying how it feels to move in this really fluid way. We'll do one more circle. And then come back to center. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Big stretch up, interlace your fingers, press your palms to the ceiling. As you exhale, soften your shoulders down and away from your ears. And just feel your sitting bones rooting down. Feel yourself sitting tall. Inhale again, press the hands up. Exhale, soften the shoulders down, away from your ears. And one more time, deep breath in. And exhale, we're going to twist towards your left. So turn your belly to the left and then your shoulders and your head look to the left. And then release your hands, bring the left hand back and touch the fingertips to the floor, just like this. Okay, inhale, we'll come back to center, touch your palms above the head. As you exhale, first twist your belly to the right and then the shoulders and then the head and then the hands come down. And look back behind you. Notice the farthest spot you can see. Inhale back to center. Deep, deep breath in. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Notice the farthest point you can see. Inhale. Do this a couple more times. And as you twist and look back, notice if the farthest point you can see, if it stays the same or if it changes. If your twist tends to deepen, stay the same, or maybe it's less deep. Okay, and it's not that there is a right or wrong to this. You're just kind of noticing, what your body wants moment to moment, because it changes all the time. Finish up your last round. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center, reach the arms up. As you exhale, interlace the fingers, bring the hands behind the base of the skull. Relax the head back into the hands, breathe in. And as you exhale, round your back, tuck the chin, bring the elbows towards each other. Inhale, open up like a flower, lift the heart, open the elbows back, big stretch for the front body. Exhale, round and tuck. Inhale, find your Ujjayi breath, constricting the back of your throat as you breathe. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale, arch, lift the heart, shine it up to the ceiling, to the sky. And exhale, round and tuck. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release the hands, bring the fingertips to the floor and stretch the legs out in front of you. Rock the knees up and down, wiggle the legs out, and then bring the bottoms of the feet together. Hold the ankles, inhale to sit tall. As you exhale, tuck your chin, round your back, and then scoop your forehead forward and then up. And then as you exhale, lean back, tuck your chin, round your back, and then again, scoop your forehead forward and up. Exhale, tuck your chin, make a double chin, get it tight as you can to your neck, and then round, 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 and then scoop forward and up. And again, we're flowing like water, nice and fluid. I'll turn to the side so you can see a little better. Moving with your Ujjayi breath. When you tuck your chin, try to tuck it really close to your neck. Make a double chin. And then round, round, round. Scoop down, down, down. Forward and up. One more time here. Exhale. So just really nice, fluid, mindful stretching for your spine, shoulders, and neck. And after your last one, just pause, sitting up nice and tall. We'll bring the hands to the knees and hug the knees back together. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead and come down onto our back. I'm going to do a little bit of strengthening in our easy bridge, So your knees are bent here, feet are underneath the knees, feet are hip width apart. So take your hands to the floor, press down through your feet, and float your hips up one vertebrae at a time. And then exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. And again, letting your hips move nice and fluid. Press through the feet, inhale, and float your way up. Notice where your body naturally stops. Find your edge, press through the feet, exhale, lower back down. Okay, let's add the arms. So inhale, lift the hips, reach the arms forward, up, all the way back to the floor behind you. Exhale, roll down. Ujjayi breath. And again, inhale, lift. Find your edge, float the hips up high as you can. Soften the back of the neck. Exhale, round, rolling back down. One more time. Inhaling to lift the hips. Reach the arms up. Pause here at the top. Deep breath in. Feel your feet. Feel your toes on the floor, rooting down into the mat. Feel your hips floating up to the ceiling. Feel your legs starting to build some heat. Maybe it starts to feel like a little bit more challenging. Stay with your breath. Hold for one more. Exhale, roll back down. Good. From here, bring your knees to the chest. Hug your knees in with the hands. Exhale, draw the belly in. Bring the forehead to the knees. Squeeze into a little ball. Inhale, release the head back down. Hands behind your hamstrings and extend the feet up to the ceiling. So flex your feet and then exhale, point your toes. Feel the stretch in the tops of the ankles. Inhale, flex your feet, stretching the backs of your legs. Exhale, point your toes. And again, inhale, flex. And exhale, point. Good. One more time. Inhale to flex. And exhale to point. And bend the knees back into the chest. Hug them in. Round up. Bring the forehead to the knees. Squeeze in tight. And inhale. Float the head back down. Take your hands behind your thighs and roll up and down. So, roll up. See if you can pause at the top and then back and up. And just do this a few times on your own. Every time that you come up, see if you can just try to pause and then roll back. So we're actually building some strength. Feel your abdominals engage when you're trying to hold it here. So you might even come into your boat pose for a second like this and then come back. Okay, in your boat pose, your feet can be a little lower too. 2 more times, kind of pausing between these nice rolls and then holding, finding stability, finding a pause. 1 more time. Good. Hold it here. Hug the legs towards each other. Hands behind the thighs. Lengthen through the top of the head. Draw the belly in. Breathe. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling to hold. Feel that heat starting to build in your core. Bring attention to your core, your belly, your hip flexors, your lower back. Feel everything starting to wake up, igniting that fire within. And then exhale, bring the bottoms of the feet together and just fold forward. Relax your head. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. On your inhale, notice that your belly expands and your body lifts up a little bit. So just exaggerate that movement a bit, like you're kind of floating on the surface of the water. So as you inhale, you're kind of floating up. You come a little bit away from your feet, and then as you exhale, you fall back closer down. And one more time, inhale up. And exhale down. And inhale, roll all the way up. Go ahead and come onto hands and knees. If you want some padding for your knees, you can take your blanket underneath your knees or your towel if you have one. Come into tabletop, spread the fingers wide, and inhale, arch the back. And exhale, round the back, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. And again, inhale to arch. Exhale to round and tuck. And one more time, inhale to arch. And exhale, round and tuck. Draw the hips back to the heels. Lower the forehead. Inhale, slide forward. And then back into your cow pose. And again, round your back, tuck the tailbone, draw the hips back. Inhale, slide it forward. 2 more times. Exhale to round, draw the hips back. Inhale, slide it forward. And last one, exhale to round and tuck. And inhale, slide it forward. Good. From here, we're going to extend the right leg out to the right side. So if you don't have a blanket under your knees, you might want to double your mat like this. Okay. We're going to extend the right leg out to the right and then come up onto your knee like this. So the right toes are turned slightly outwards. We're going to take the hand on top of the leg. Left arm sweeps out and up, and then just lean over towards your right. So let me just face towards this side so you could see. Okay, and just take a couple of breaths here. On each inhale, you're going to come back to vertical, so lengthen your spine, and then exhale, you're going to lean to the right. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhale, come back to center like this. Exhale, lean to your right. Feel down the stretch on the left side. 1 more breath in. And exhale over to your right. Okay, we're going to pause here. I'm just going to adjust my knee a little so I'm more comfortable. Make any adjustments that you need to. And from here, kind of hug your inner thighs towards each other so your lower body feels very strong. So you're engaging your legs, hugging them closer to each other. And then the right hand is very gently resting on the leg, so not too much weight on this hand. Inhale, reach that left arm up and over your head. Exhale, hold here, draw the left shoulder back. Keep hugging the inner thighs together. This time, inhale, draw the left shoulder blade down, bend the elbow behind your back, and then up and over the head. Okay, let's try that again. So inhale to bend the elbow back behind you, and then exhale up and over the head. Keep strong in those legs. 1 more time, breathing in. And exhale up and over. Inhale, come back to center. We'll do a little counter stretch. So lower that left hand down, down, down to the floor, maybe to the fingertips or flat hand. And then just stretch the right arm up and over the head. Press the hips forward. Big, big stretch down that right side. You can also use a yoga block if you have a yoga block under that left hand. 1 more breath in. And exhale out. Okay, release that right hand. From here, we're going to walk the hands forward, come back up onto our knee, and then we'll bring that right leg in, come back onto hands and knees, and downward facing dog. So stretch it up and back here, and just pedal your feet out. Feel your hamstrings, feel your spine. Relax your head and your neck. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 1 more time, deep breath in. And exhale, lower your knees to the floor. And we're going to extend the left leg out to the side now. Okay, so I'll face towards the front. And we'll come up onto the knee. Bring the hand on top of the leg, nice and easy. Opposite arm reaches up. And exhale, lean to the side. Good. And then on your inhale, come back to center, vertical spine. Exhale, lean towards the side. So try to keep this shoulder drawing back so your chest is parallel to the screen. Inhale, back up. And exhale. Good. Hold it here. Keep your inner thighs hugging towards each other. Strong lower body. Bend your top elbow and bring it back behind you. And then exhale, reach it up and over your head. And again, inhale to bend. And exhale to reach. 2 more times here on your own. If you feel unstable at all, focus a little bit more on really hugging your legs towards each other like they're trying to squeeze an imaginary beach ball. Okay, and that's really going to help stabilize and solidify your lower body so you feel strong down there. Last exhale. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Lower that hand to the floor or onto a block. And reach the other arm all the way up, up, up. Press the hips forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, hold. Deep breath in. Exhale out. We'll take one more breath. Spread the fingers on that bottom hand. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Walk the hands forward. Make your way back up into your kneeling position. And we'll bring this leg in and come back onto all fours and then downward facing dog. Oh, big stretch up. Deep inhale here. Exhale, soften your eyes, soften your jaw. Feel your hands on the floor. On your next inhale, lift the heels off the mat. Exhale, press the heels down. Inhale, lift the heels high off the mat. Again, like you're floating on the surface of the water. Exhale, press them down. And one more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Soften the knees. Look forward and step or jump to the top. Coming into a forward fold. Separate the feet about mat width apart. Let your hands dangle. And soften your knees here if you need to bend them in order to feel the stretch in the spine. Okay, so if your legs are really straight and your body is really far away from your legs, then just soften your knees a little bit so you can bring your upper body closer to your legs and get more of a stretch in your spine and in your neck. Okay, deep breath here. Soften the eyes, the jaw, rock forward and back from the heels to the balls of your feet. Okay, and then press down through all parts of your feet evenly. And we're just going to kind of wave our bodies right to left. And again, thinking of the element of water and just imagining your upper body just flowing and swaying with the natural movement of the water. You can also imagine that your upper body and your arms are like the trunk of an elephant, just swaying really slowly side to side. And let your hips kind of lead the movement, and then the upper body kind of trails behind. Okay, so you're going to bend your left knee, the hips move to the left, and then the upper body trails behind. And in that way, you'll feel a stretch down your waist, the sides of your rib cage, maybe even your neck. Keep your breath going, slow and steady, and just feeling your beautiful, strong body moving, the strength of your legs, the fluidity of your spine, your arms, your head, your neck. Take a couple more sways side to side. And keeping your knees bent, we're going to slowly sway ourselves and bring our upper bodies a little bit higher. So we're stacking each vertebrae on top of the other and eventually swaying all the way up to standing. And then once you get to standing, we're going to keep swaying very gently. So letting it be just really easeful and fluid, and focusing on getting a nice little stretch down the sides of your neck. And then slowing down your movement until eventually you're just standing up nice and tall and still in Tadasana. Bring the feet about hip width apart. Reach the fingertips down, palms forward, and find yourself in this really strong, beautiful Tadasana pose, mountain pose. So feel your feet on the floor, draw the energy up the legs, lift the kneecaps slightly, engage your quads, draw your lower belly in, stand tall, shoulders over hips, crown of the head over the tailbone. Breathe in, breathe out, and just feel the strength of your body. Feel any sensations that are coming up for you. Feel your breath moving in and out. And gently bring your hands together right in front of the heart. And on your inhale, we'll sweep the arms out and up. Touch the palms high up above the head. Lift the heart, look up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Press the thighs back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, come to stand. Touch your palms. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, we'll do that one more time. These half sun salutes, reaching up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, this time we'll step that left leg back. Keep the knee lifted. Bend 90 degrees in that front leg. So left hand is on the floor or on a yoga block if you have one. And then we'll inhale, sweep the right arm forward and up. And then exhale, reach it back. So big circles here. Keep the right knee hugging in towards you. Inhale, 2 more. Exhale, follow the hand with your eyes, gazing back. 1 more time, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Good. From here, bring your hands to the floor. Scoot your right foot to the edge of the mat. And we're just going to lower the back knee and untuck the toes. So it's like a wide lunge, lizard lunge. And you can very gently sway side to side if you want a little bit more of a stretch. And if you want more still, you can lower down onto your forearms. Okay, if that's too much, then just stay up on your hands. Find what works for you. We're just trying to get a nice stretch through the front of the left hip. And you might also feel this in the right hip as well. Okay, 2 more breaths. You can roll onto the outer edge of the right foot to make a little space for you if you want. Oh, and just feeling your legs, feeling your hips, feeling your beautiful, amazing body that you're taking this time to care for today. So important. Oh, and then flatten that right foot on the floor. We're going to make our way into downward facing dog. Stretch it back. Deep breath in. Exhale, soften the eyes, soften the jaw. Shift the weight to the right foot. Step that left leg forward. And keeping the back knee lifted. Right hand on the floor. You can stay on your fingertips if you want. Or bring a block. Okay. So bend that left knee 90 degrees. Inhale, reach the left arm forward. Up. And all the way back. Big circles here. Do that a few times on your own. Try not to put too much weight on this right hand. You might even have very, very little weight on it. Inhale up. Exhale. And again, like you're moving through water, really slow, controlled, fluid movements. Oh, and then after your last one, bring your hands to the floor, into the left foot to the edge of your mat, lower the back knee, and untuck the toes. A nice wide lunge. You can stay here. You can very gently sway side to side. You can roll onto the outer edge of your left foot and come down a little lower. Okay. So again, if you have a block, you can place your forearms on the block like this. And if you don't have a yoga block and you find that sometimes a pose feels just a little bit out of your reach, it's a good thing to invest in. It doesn't cost too much, and it really can make a lot of poses more comfortable and more accessible. So just take a couple more breaths here. And then slowly make your way back up. We'll come into our final downward facing dog. Make it a good strong one. Float those hips up, soften the heels down. 3 deep breaths, so fingers are spread wide. Bend the elbows 1/2 inch, and then squeeze your elbows towards each other. You're going to feel your shoulder blades flatten on your back, and then relax your head. Deep, deep breath in. Oh, exhale out. One more breath in. And exhale out. And lower the knees to the floor. Come into child's pose. Separate your knees. Big toes touch. You can use your blanket for padding if you like. Stretch the arms forward. And soften your forehead and elbows towards the mat. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly draws in. And tuning into that beautiful, steady ebb and flow of your breathing. Like waves crashing on the sand. And then the water receding back into the ocean. You can imagine your breath in that way. This beautiful, constant movement that keeps us alive, that gives us life. And after your next exhale, we'll gently start to come back up onto hands and knees. We'll make our way onto our backs. We'll draw the knees into the chest once we're there. And give ourselves a nice big hug. Bring the forehead to the knees. Squeeze the body in tight. Tighten up your whole face. And then stretch the whole face. Stick out the tongue and roll the eyes back. And exhale. Relax the head down. Come into your final relaxation pose. In Shavasana, the legs are straight, feet apart, toes to the sides, hands away from you, palms up. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh the breath out. And just letting your body rest here. As you inhale, feel your belly rise. As you exhale, feel your belly fall. And giving yourself the space and time to simply be here, nothing else to do. Feeling the body breathing itself. I'll let you know when it's time to come out in a couple of minutes by ringing a bell 3 times. So sometimes in our yoga practice, there are moments, there are poses when we focus more on alignment and strength. And there are times when we focus a little bit more on being a bit more fluid and soft. So just notice how in this practice, as we focused on the water element, how being a little bit more fluid and soft in your practice affected the way that you practice and the effects on your body. And just like in our yoga practice, sometimes in our lives, there's times when we need to be a little bit more rigid and structured and linear. And there are other times when we need to be a little bit more passive and soft and forgiving and fluid. So noticing in your experiences this week what each moment is calling for. Is it a time to be more strict and rigid, or is it a time to be a little bit more soft and fluid like water? Noticing what each experience is calling for. Shanti. Peace. Begin to deepen the breath, feeling the belly rise and fall, the body breathing itself. Wiggle the fingers and toes, roll the hands and feet, waking the body. On your inhale, take a big stretch, reach your arms up, stretch the legs, point the toes. And exhale, release the hands, roll over to one side, and slowly come up to a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall, feeling fully energized and awake and ready for the rest of your evening. Pausing once you get to the top and just noticing how you feel after your practice. And bringing your hands together in front of the heart, tucking the chin, and thanking yourself for giving yourself this time for self-care, to care for your body, your mind, your soul. Thank you for sharing your practice, and may we bring this energy and this quality of energy into the rest of our day and our week. And when appropriate, may we remember to be like water. Thank you for sharing your practice. Namaste.